There we go. So that we have this for sure. And I just drank my Shakeo. I just threw my cup away, but yay, Serena. Good job. So if you guys would all mute yourselves so that we don't have any background noise when we're listening to Serena, that would be fantastic. And then we'll let her take it away. Okay. Thanks, guys. Go ahead. Take away, Serena.
All right, cool. Hi, I'm pumped. The person that's below me is Lisa Carbonara. I love your last name. My maiden name's Carbonati. It's like an Italian dish. I get it. Okay, so cool. I'm pumped to be here. I'm, let's shake things up. I'm going to be saying that every other word. Maybe. Let's shake things up today, yeah? So a little bit about me. I was born and raised in Orange County. Hi, Christy. And I still live here. It's actually like 73 degrees outside at the moment. I'm a military wife to an officer in the Marines, and I'm a mom to a a beautiful 4-year-old boy. And honestly, I'm a fairly new, dedicated coach. I'm going to dive right in because these are actually tried and true things that have worked for me. I was a discount coach or a hobby coach for my first year while I was getting my footing. And I chose to go all in roughly a little over a year ago. And man, my volume, along with my team's volume, has rapidly increased, especially with the peeps that are soaking up these tips. So my background is in sales, corporate sales. For 10 years, I was in corporate sales for really top companies all over the nation. And which is kind of exciting for me because in this particular realm of business, I get to take everything that I've learned from these thousands of dollars of trainings that I've been to from these top corporations, and I get to do the opposite because I don't have to sell. And it makes me like elated, like over the moon because I don't have to sell. So here's my agenda for the morning, type quick or write fast because I know that your time is valuable and I want to really maximize this meeting to help shake things up in your team with your new coaches and maybe add some refreshers to your toolbox. So I'm going to go over social media. I'm going to go over challenge groups and Shakeology education, also a Shakeology survey. And then I'm going to do a real quick refresher on overcoming objections and wrap it up with the shake date, which I'm really becoming like a big fan of. And I'll tell you why. So first I want to do something that you probably already know. But guess what, guys? Right now, your coaches are doing this very thing right now, probably at this very moment. I want to talk shaker cup. So maybe you're like me and the first thing that you get up, the first thing, your feet hit the floor to go blend your shake, right? You're pumped. You need that high. You want that energy. So you get downstairs or you get to your kitchen and you blend it up and you pour it in your shaker cup and you're starting to feel pretty empowered and you haven't even taken your first sip, right? And you're thinking, this has changed my life. Like I poured it in. God, it looks so good. I got to share it with my people. I have got to take a picture of it. I got to take a picture of it. I got to tell my people about it. So, or maybe you set it up and you decorate it and you put some makeup on it and do your whatever kind of pose that you do and you take a picture of it. Or maybe you hop in the photo and you gaze at those 10 sexy letters. Maybe you even kiss it. And then you post either 72 superfoods, yeah! Or maybe you say something really powerful. Maybe your message is life-changing. Maybe you're like, the words that you write are so well written, so methodical, and they're legit. But guess what, guys? You just lost your audience. Look at your likes at the last post that you did where you were taking a picture of a shake or you were in the picture of the shake. Most likely, all those likes probably came from your coaches or your current clients or your current challengers. Look at the last picture that you posted of you or your kids or you and your spouse and see what kind of buzz that created. So why do we do this? Well, let me tell you why. Okay, what if you were a cake baker? Amber, like you bake cakes. Now I'm hungry and thinking about cakes. You're a cake baker, but you want to sell your cakes on social media because they can't taste it on social media. You know, somebody all the way in Oregon can't taste your cakes. So how are you going to sell it? Well, you got to take pictures of your cakes, right? And you sell your beautiful pictures of your cakes on social media. Well, what if you build houses and you want to show and share people, you know, these beautiful houses that you just built? Well, you got to take pictures of your beautiful houses, right? For people to see what they look like. So what if you sell a Shakeology? Because you do and so do I. We should be taking pictures of our Shakeology, right? Well, in my strong opinion and in my strong belief, that is wrong. If you want to stop people in their tracks with their 0.7 second attention span that the average American has, you got to stop and think. You're selling something that you don't need to. You're selling something that you don't have to. People want to be helped by people that they like, by people that they trust, by people that they know. So when you toss your shaker cup in your photo and you think that that's going to create a buzz of new eyes or non-Shakeology drinkers, you're really just saying, buy my Shakeology, buy my Shakeology. Well, no, I don't want to buy your Shakeology. I don't even want to read your post because I didn't hop on Instagram and think, I can't wait to see somebody kissing their protein shake, because you know that's what they think it is. They don't go to Instagram to see you making out with this super, super, super cool cup. They don't. You know, they're not going to read it. But if you change your tune and you get creative, people will listen. Because guess what, guys? We do have a powerful message. And what's inside this shaker cup, to me, it's life-changing. So how has Shakeology changed your life? Narrow it down. Choose 5 areas of your life that have changed because of Shakeology. Write them down right now. And I'll tell you mine. So I suffer from severe IBS, like very painful. I no longer do. I was an insomniac. I popped Ambien like they were Skittles, guys. I slept 2 hours a night max. It was life-changing. Last night I slept 6 hours straight. I had severe year-round allergies. You hear me snotting and sneezing right now? I was overweight, 25 pounds. See ya. I was sick every other month. So for me, I get it. I want to make out with this shaker cup. But you know what? I also want to change lives. So I need to stop. I need people to stop. I need people to read. And I need them to listen to what I have to say. So you need to be real. You need to be raw. You need to be unedited. For instance, for example, you know, this morning, my post. Let me rattle it off. Do you know what it's like to have a hard time sleeping? I start with a question that I'm pretty sure most people will answer yes to. Do you know what it's like to have a hard time sleeping? Do you know how it feels to go on 2 hours of sleep? Days in a row? And then I post a picture. You could see it, Serena F. You can see it right now. It's a picture of me with my tiny human with a big fat grin on my face. And it says, look at that face. That's the face of a mama who just got a restful night's sleep. Sure, maybe it wasn't 6 to 8 hours, but it was powerful sleep. And 2 years ago, I suffered from severe insomnia. It was crippling. My life has forever changed because I drink Shakeology every single day. And I'm on a quest now to help you with whatever's crippling your day. Someone helped me. I want to help them. I got bit by the pay it forward bug. I can help. Period. End of story. You have the power for free to share with the world your story. So choose one area of your life and talk about it every other day. Because just rattling off all of the many, many reasons Shakeology has changed your life will get lost in the shuffle. It's too much all at once. Just think of one. Just think of one. And share one at a time. Because then you have more ammo, right? Then you have more things to do every other week or every other day. So I urge you, don't scream, buy my Shakeology. Whisper, this can change your life. And people will listen if you simply share you. I'm Italian, can you tell? I talk with my hands. So the shaker cup, gosh, guys, it might work for some of us, you know, and every now and again, and in the beginning, it worked for me. But in the long run, you're going to get pushed to the side because you know what, guys? Like every coach is doing the exact same thing. Set yourself aside. Don't be like every other coach. Be you. They're buying you. The product is meaningless if you don't tell them what they want to hear. So show them who you are, minus the cup. Okay. Phew. I'm sweating. I feel like I just did insanity. All right. I'm going on. I'm moving on. That's my story for social media. I want to talk challenge groups, and I want to quickly talk challenge groups. And I'm sure you're running them. And I'm sure your coaches are running them. Obviously, that's our bread and butter. So you've got these people inside these walls. They're bound to listen, right? So I really urge you, and I hope that you have a Shakeology education day in your challenge groups. At least one of the days, at least one. Maybe call it something like Thirsty Thursday. That's what I do. It's where you share success stories because you need those warm fuzzies for people to be engaged, but you also have to educate them. Because most people just bought a challenge pack because you told them to, right? And they now know that they do love Shakeology and how it makes them feel, but they're still a little unsure of what it is. So educate them. You know, a lot of the times, even by the end of this group, they think they're still drinking a weight loss shake or a protein shake. You've got to explain why this is so powerful. And we use this term a lot, guys. We throw the word superfoods around a lot. And if I learned anything from NLC 2 weeks ago from Darren Olian, like, gosh, guys, like blueberries are superfoods. You know, people don't get excited over that word anymore. These are like botanicals from all around the world that are symptom relievers. And they're unattainable. They're unattainable. You cannot go and build this at GNC or Whole Foods. You know, these are from areas all over the world that you can't just go and build in your kitchen. So I've created a Shakeology survey, and I went into Google Docs or Google Forms, and you can do this. It's super easy. I have a Shakeology survey, and I can share it on this page if you guys want to see it. You know, you got to talk to your people, and you got to ask them what they need, but you also have to ask them how they feel. And you have to not just say, how do you feel? Right? You got to like give them questions that have multiple choice answers. Like, were you experiencing any of the following before you started drinking Shakeology? And let them check it off. How has Shakeology, you know, affected those areas? And let them check it off. You know, the Shakeology survey, it acts, you know, as like a questionnaire to help you know your people better. It can be anonymous, or they can put their name. And when you put it in your challenge group walls, you say, hey guys, I would love if 10 of you could fill this out. Well, I have 200 people in my challenge group right now. I darn well know more than 10 filled it out. But just ask for 10. That's all you're looking for, or 5. It really does give you so many powerful stories and information to help serve your people. Ask them what they want to know more of. They don't know what's in Shakeology. They're not reading the back. They're not educating themselves the same way you are every day. So ask them what they want to know more of. One person said they wanted to know, you know, about breastfeeding because they're thinking about getting pregnant. You know, and now you know that person, you know what they need to hear. So you can go be a better coach to them, because if they didn't have told you, they wouldn't have told you that. Maybe when they did get pregnant, they just would have assumed they couldn't drink it and they just got off it, and you don't hear from them again. So it's a Google form under Google Docs, and it's just surveys. It's totally free. I have the paid for version, so I have a little bit more dialed down, but anybody can do this. So I even ask, is anybody curious about what you've been drinking? Almost everyone says yes. And this helps open the gateway of having a coach conversation with that person just from that survey. So that's, you know, Shakeology Education Day, so important. Tell people why this is amazing, but don't just say it's amazing. Talk about ingredients. Okay, moving on. This is probably more for your coaches. Shakeology and objections. I've been in sales, so I've had to overcome so many objections my whole life. And this has been drilled into my mind my whole life, but it really is transferable to this business. So I'm going to share with you. So feel, felt, found all day long. That I always hear two objections. One, I don't like the taste. Two, it's way too expensive. Okay, so let's overcome the cost. And then my last one leads into my next topic, and then we wrap this bad boy up and we shake it on out. Okay, so you're talking Shakeology to your person and they're like, no way. It's just too expensive. Okay? And I hear that all day long. Oh my gosh, I totally understand how you feel. I felt the exact same way. But what I found was that when I was able to sell a few things in my closet, and this is a true story, when I was able to sell a few things in my closet on Craigslist, I was actually able to afford it. And then I drank it for 28 days straight. My energy was up, my cravings were curbed, and I was down 5 pounds. So then I had to gather up more stuff in my closet to sell more. Feel, felt, found. People truly need to understand that you were in their same position. And you were. You saw that sticker cost and you were like, I'm going to go drink my Muscle Farm or whatever. It works. It works. And tell your too expensive story. Tell it. So what about taste? I get this often, and my story is true. And my upline is the co-creator of Pio, and she knows this to be true because she gave me like 8 samples, and I effed, excuse my words, I screwed them all up, and I did not like the taste at all. And thank goodness she lives around the corner. She had to make it for me, user error. So I really can use feel, felt, found when someone says they don't like the taste. But guess what I found? As a coach. So I understand exactly how you feel, girlfriend. I hated the taste too. But what I found was that I started doing this with my new clients. I have what's called the shake date. And I'm going to give you the sample, or I'm going to urge you to buy. And then you and I are going to put on the calendar a FaceTime date. A FaceTime date. And you'll already have your ingredients, and you already will have all your ingredients ahead of time, and I'll have mine, and we'll set a date, and it will always be around the time that I make my Shakeology because I need to stay on track with my day also. So I get them on a shake date, and they get pumped because they feel like that's like, okay, that's like something kind of cool. She wants to be a part of this journey with me, and enter in the shake date. Gosh, you guys, I started doing this for my new clients about 2 months ago. I must say, I love it. Sometimes I have new customers, or I give these samples away to them, and I call them up, and I try and beat them to the punch, right? And I call them up, and they're like, I hate the taste. What a waste of a sample. What a waste of, someone might send that bag back. So get on a FaceTime. Teach them how to make it. Give them a bomb recipe for their very first shake. FaceTime with them. Make their first shake together. Honestly, we measure, we blend, we chat, we talk life. You get to have that relationship time to build. And then we toast. And we toast, and I tell them, and I will start crying when I say this because I really do believe that your very first sip is like the end all be all for the rest of, this empowering journey. And we toast to their very first sip, which is their very first step. And it's really cool for them. It's really cool for them. It gets them, their day is started. They take their first sip. I've never had anybody say they hate it. Never. But how many people have called me up on the phone and said, ugh, this is awful. I added 13 ounces of water, a splash of almond milk, a banana, and some spinach to cafe latte. I'm like, what? Why did you waste my sample? That's gold. I'll come drink it. I don't care how it tastes. So I'm really enjoying that. It's become a great way to just build that personal added touch. Get a shake date, guys. It's not rocket science to make the perfect shake, but even just one screw up can turn someone off of trying it again. So boom, I said I was going to be 25 minutes. I was 22. I hope I added value, but more importantly, I hope that I just helped shake up your day and maybe give you a few tips to pass on to your teams. Thanks. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Awesome. Serena, you are a rock star. Thank you so much. So if anybody has any questions, you guys can put them in the chat or you can unmute yourself. And are you willing to answer questions, Serena?
For sure.
Okay, so you guys can totally ask questions, put them in the chat, whatever you need to do.
Awesome. Good, Amber. I'm pumped. Yeah, Teresa, the shake date. It's really, really cool. And it's super easy. It's like 5 minutes. It's the same time you're making your shake. So it's not like you're adding something extra to, your Empower Hour or anything like that. Yay, Teresa. Would love to see the survey. Okay, so I can post that on this page. Is that okay?
Post it in the red zone.
In the red zone, okay.
Yeah, that would be great. And then I just wanted to say I love the idea that you guys toast to hey, empowering lives. I'm going to change my life. This is amazing. That's the start, right? Every journey begins with one step, and that's kind of the step, and you're her coach and you're doing this together and you're yes, that's kind of the blood bond, right? Where you're drinking your shake together. I love it. I love that.
I used to say, this is your very first step, but now we call it so now it's just this is your first sip. This is it. Your first sip. So it's empowering.
I love it. And Shannon, I'm adding you to the red zone right now, if you're not already added.
It's really hot. It's the hot zone.
It's the hot zone. Hot.
What's your favorite recipe?
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. In regards to sharing your story when you were talking about the shaker cup and not kissing the cup and all of that, what are your thoughts? Do you actually, where'd you go? You jumped. Okay. Your picture jumped somewhere else. So anyway, do you actually say Shakeology when you were sort of giving us an idea of what you might be typing? Do you actually say Shakeology in your story when you're saying your feel, felt, found, or do you leave out the name? I know I've seen it both ways. I've heard lots of different suggestions.
Absolutely. But with the attention span people have, you've got to share, you've got to put something in the photo that isn't, just this. But I always say what my symptom reliever is. Absolutely.
So you do, okay, so you do say the word Shakeology.
Heck yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. My favorite recipe, Amber, it depends. I ask them, I gear towards them, are you more of a sweet person or do you more juice it up smoothie types? And then I circle that around. Someone says they like smoothies, then and they usually typically order strawberry. Then I say, what's your favorite frozen fruit? And then that's what they buy at the grocery store. And then I make the same shake that they do. Just if they like sweet, I've got every flavor. So if they like sweet, I make sweet. If they like salty, we don't have a salty. If they like, fruity, then I do fruity. If they like cheesy, it's me. I'm the one that adds the cheese because I'm super cheesy. Can you add me? Okay, there you go. Mm-hmm.
Anything else, guys? This is gold. I'm loving this. Shako has changed my life. I know everybody that I know has a Shako story that has come in. I don't hear anybody that has started Shako and have them say, it was just, whatever. Yeah, I just started drinking it and I'm still drinking it because that's what I'm supposed to do.
Right?
Yeah, it's always, I'm drinking it because it makes me feel amazing and because I have more energy and because I can poop now or whatever it is, I mean, that's a big deal.
I know it is, but that's the other thing about the survey is that it creates an arsenal of girlfriend stories or homeboy stories, or it creates an arsenal so that you can up your game in social media by sharing other people's success stories and never adding their name in. So I have this girlfriend, ... And I have her story because I asked her these questions in a survey. And guess what? A lot of the times you ask your people how much they love Shakeology and you hear their story, but it's like somewhere in your Facebook page and some messenger from like 2014 and you don't know how to re-find it. But this survey, all these responses, they all go into one spot. It's organized. It's there for you to find. It's a time saver. It's like your Shakeology gold mine. And you get to go in, you see how you get to refresh on everything, and it's all in one spot. So you don't have to go back and rethink. Oh my God, remember that story Lindsay told me about how, she had autoimmune disorder and it got solved? What was that kicker? What was that piece that she said? It saves you a lot of time.
Okay, and here's a question for you that we have to be super careful about. Now, do you know what we are allowed to say and what we're not allowed to say? Do you know about the disclaimers and things like that? So go into that bit.
Yeah, like for compliance and stuff, you can't post a picture and say, I lost 25 pounds overnight. Thanks, Shakeology. You can't post these things that just sound so outlandish and that aren't true. So I would just be careful with that. And you also can't say this is not like a, what would you say, Mary?
I would just say that none of the,
but
I would just say that, none of these statements have been proven by the FDA. This is this specific challenger's experience. Yours may not be the same, because I know a lot of people have had really good success with managing diabetes with our shake because it's low on the glycemic index.
Yep.
You can say it is low on the glycemic index, but you cannot claim that it's going to cure your diabetes.
Exactly. Yep. That's such a great tip. And we learned a lot about compliance and a lot about how to be smart about doing that. And I would just look under compliance for that one. We learned that at NLC. If it's your story and it's, you can't say this cured my this. There you go.
Hey, Serena, I have a question for you.
What's up, Wayne?
Well, I've kind of wondered if you have some more recommendations on the cost topic, because I do tend to get that quite a bit. And even just yesterday, I had a client, long-term client, 7 years or so, say, yeah, I've tried different things and I'm on a shake now, but I've looked up Shakeology online, and it always comes back to the price. That's always the number one bad thing about it. And I try to teach them that, well, there's possibly a return on investment, because now I'm not going to be buying as much other, food items or what. I don't know how effective that is.
I promise you, if you phrase it in the feel, felt, found way, it puts you in that human area where they're like, wow, he knows how I feel, but he's drinking it now too. And he understands, yeah, it is expensive, but it's changed his life and it's changed your life in these areas. Give it a try for 29 days. And if on day 30 you feel nothing, return it. Hands down, return it. Free and clear, no questions asked. But I do have a list where I share. I said, and I honestly can share with you a grocery list that I've created on how to save the amount of Shakeology in one grocery trip by not buying certain things. And it's a double whammy. It saves your pocket and your booty, because I teach them on, here's how you can go shopping for your whole family and still afford Shakeology. And I'll share that too.
That's awesome. So I have another question for you, Serena. Do you have them fill out the survey before they start, or is it just after they start?
I get them 2.5 weeks in. 2.5 weeks in a challenge group, as it's wrapping up. I say, hey guys, I would really love to know more about how this is making you feel. I would love for just 10 people. 10 people, if you could take 2 minutes, it'll take less than 2 minutes to fill out. They all did.
Awesome. Well, and I was just thinking, if they fill it out before, okay, how are you feeling energy wise, on a scale of whatever. No. And then after, you could do that. So it looks like we have some more questions coming in. Lindsay said, I like to say now, how much is quality to you? Right. Do you buy organic veggies? It costs more, but it's better for you. Absolutely. And I have always said, since I've been drinking Shakeology, I haven't had to go to the doctor. So I'm saving all of those co-pays. I'm saving the gas. I'm saving all of that stuff. So, you know, money-wise. And then it really does get to the point where you drink it, you feel so good, and you're like, I don't care what it costs. Like, I don't care what it tastes like. It makes me feel so amazing that I'm going to drink it for the rest of my life. Like, I first drank it and I was like, oh, it's kind of okay, you know, but now it's like, I'm for life. I will drink Shakeology for my whole life.
And for Lisa's question, and for Lindsay, that you're so smart, girlfriend. That's so true. What you just wrote was perfection. And Lisa, for compliance, no, I don't write the disclaimer. Or this morning, you can see the post. I did not write a disclaimer on it because I didn't say it cured my insomnia. Like, I didn't like use those words that say like, you know, they cured this illness and it can cure yours. I was simply sharing that I used to not ever be able to sleep, and now I can. And I do 3 things differently. I eat better, I exercise, and I drink this thing every single day. So I just explained what I do differently, and I never really said Shakeology did this for me. I just share what I'm doing to have that happen. But if I were to say like, I was not able to get pregnant, and then I started drinking Shakeology, and then I got pregnant. You can too. They'd be all over me for that. And how do you answer if you can give it to your kids? Well, dear, we have this talk, and this is in our back office somewhere, but they do say that you can give 1/3 of a scoop to kids under 6. That's his suggestion. I brought the bag to my kid's pediatrician, and he high-fived me, gave me a big, big, giant hug, and slapped me on my booty and said, you keep giving that boy that shake. He's been sick twice in his whole entire very long lifespan of 4 years, but 2 times is a big deal. 2 times, that's it. Amber, yeah, kids, it's amazing. My whole family drinks it.
Love it. Okay, guys, any other questions before we hop off and get back to work? Changing lives? Yes, no, yes?
Yeah,
no?
shake. Can we all shake?
Shake it. It's getting recorded. Everybody's Wayne, I feel like there wasn't a lot of heart in that.
Yeah, come on, Wayne.
I just wasn't feeling the love. There you go. I love it. Okay, guys. Well, I love you all so much. I'm so glad that you were able to hop on. I will post this link in the comments of the postcard, and then I will probably post it in the file section of the Red Zone, the 1-Star Diamond Mastermind, and the 2-Star Diamond Mastermind. So I will have it in those 3 places so that you can easily access it, share it with your team. You guys, this stuff was gold. I took like a page of notes. This was awesome. Thank you so much, Serena. You're amazing. And hopefully I will see you guys all later. If you need anything from me personally, please message me. You guys, I see a lot of familiar faces now. So, but if you haven't been a hold of me, just kind of message me, and we'll take care of you guys. But it was so good to see your faces, and I will see you later. Bye, guys.
Have a great week.